Well, what do we have here? We have bees. All 4 bee frames in this hive specifically have queens in them. I don't think any other hive has a single queen. Yeah, none of them at all, which is very interesting. But this one has some honey building up, and it has 4 queens. So I've noticed several bees flying around now, and they're super tiny and cute. I love it. So my understanding is they should be coming around here and helping out with the farm, with the growing of the crops. I don't know if it affects yield multiplier, or I'm guessing it does, because look at that. Yeah, I think it does. And I'm seeing some nitrogen and some potassium in here, so they might actually be adding some fertilizer as well. Just little bits. So that's really nice. It's not going to be like absolutely game-changing right away, but it will be helpful. So, yay for bees. So I'm going to take this new barrel. I'm going to fill it with water. It's going to leave me exhausted immediately. But, place that down. And I think... Do we scrape this first? I don't remember. I think we just do... Oh, we do the lime water first. Okay, yeah, we soak it in lime water. That's right. Oh, the mortar's done. Right. I forgot I put this in here. 8 stacks of mortar from a half stack of sand. I think that's pretty nice. Ooh. I'd forgotten all about that. After all the work I spent trying to find sand, I forgot that I even used the mortar. So this is big, actually. Because now I can start making like actual bricks, like brick blocks for structure. And I think that's pretty nice. Apparently you can also repair cracked bricks with mortar. I think that might be new. I like that. Oh, and that's how you make tracks? Oh, that's really cool. Throw in some mortar. Nice. Okay. I'm learning things. I'm learning a lot of things. So out of the stuff that I have, like, I'm sure I can find chalk in here, for example. Let's do... Yeah, so we have some chalk. I have a chisel. I think I threw away a... Oh, I do still have a stone hammer. Okay, so we'll grab this. So I don't know if I need both. I'll do that and that. Yeah, I don't. Okay, so there's chalk bricks. And if we use 5 of those, that's not bad. How do you make the sandpaper? So I need glue, specifically. How do I get glue? Lime water and bone meal. That's it? Oh, I can do that. That's really easy. Okay, so sandpaper is an option. I need actual paper, though. Okay, well, I'm learning things. I'm learning a lot of things. But the whole reason I grabbed that was to also make some lime water, but I mean, I'm doing that now, so I guess I don't need to. I just gotta wait for this to finish up. That's only gonna take a few more minutes. Yeah, I think that's fine then. Cool. So just grinding some of this wheat into flour. And then the plan from there is to make it into a dough of some kind. A spoon is easy. The mixing bowl, though, requires glue and wax-treated lumber. So I do need to get some wax from the bees, which it just became daytime, so I need to figure that out. Conifer resin, however, that could be simple. Charcoal dust and a handstone. Charcoal dust also comes from that. Okay, so that's not bad. Charcoal powder then goes in a pot with some conifer pitch. So that is an option. Yeah, okay. And I assume I can get that from tapping one of the nearby fir trees? Let me see if that's correct. Actually, flatbread dough doesn't look like it needs a mixing bowl. Oh, but it goes further if you use a mixing bowl. Got it. Okay, so that would still be nice to have. Because then you get more per bit of flour. Understood. Okay. And now this goes down to lasting 3 months instead of 6 months. Cool. Okay, so still learning things. Or relearning things, I guess, because some of the stuff I should have already known. We're going to put this, there you go. And that there. I would like... God, I'm already needing more storage. That is scary. And that is done. So now I can take out the soaked hide, and I'll deal with that in just a minute. And I'm going to be a little all over the place right now. But that's what you're here for, right? Me having no clue what's coming next. So a new knife, I think, is going to be needed. Let's do... Place that there. Ooh. Right, I forgot. If you shift click, it places it like that. So we'll do this. There we go. Place that there. And then you scrape the hide. And then you can break it. Beautiful. Now you do have to go along the pixel pattern here. Did I miss one? There? Yeah. And this knife is already about to break. So I am going to need more, but it's pretty simple, pretty easy. Don't need to worry about much. Is this not? There we go. And then once that's done, then basically we just soak it again. There we go. Okay. And then you take the scraped hide and you toss it into just a regular barrel of water. So just pop it in there. There we go. And it'll make medium prepared hide in 8 minutes. Nice and quick. All right. So back over at the hives. This hive now has 2 queens with mutant and crop affinity with nature restoration. These I'm going to leave as is and see if they can breed into these frames. None of the other ones have obtained queens yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a couple out of that one, and I'm going to say crop affinity 3 and calmness 1. You can take, all right, you can come with me. And then this is just a worse version of this, so I'm going to take that out as well, and then pop those in. And then I'll move those in so that these will hopefully breed into these empty frames. And then this, I guess I'm still just going to be waiting for. I would love for this to speed up and breed into there, but at the same time, I would like wax. I want wax, but I might hold off. Honestly, I think I might try to go the conifer resin route to get a mixing bowl. Because it doesn't look like it's going to be too difficult, to be completely honest. Because I just need charcoal powder, conifer resin, or rosin to make conifer pitch? Or rather, no, I need conifer pitch to make the conifer rosin. Okay. And that is tree tapping any of these. And fir is on the list, which we have very close by. So honestly, that sounds like the perfect idea. And this is just gonna, what I just did here is just gonna kind of help move the bees around and try to get them breeding and all that stuff. And eventually I can come back and look to get some wax out of that. I think that's fine. In the meantime, in order to start tree tapping, I need a copper tap. And that might be something that I can cast, but no, it's actually not. I was going to say it's probably better for me to start getting into anvils anyway. So it looks like next step is start a mine and make an anvil. This is a step I'm actually a little excited about. I love smithing in TFC. It has always felt great. So let's go over to where that fallen log was that we found before. I'm going to make some support beams. Oh wait, this is done. Medium prepared hide. What do I do with it now? Now I need tannin. I forgot about the tannin. Oh no. Okay. Quick pause. Tannin is not too difficult. Scoop out another bit of water. Slap you there. Ooh, wrong orientation. There we go. I don't think it matters, but it does to me. I think maple counts? Yeah, maple counts. We'll make some tannin with the maple. That'll take a little bit. In the meantime, a couple things that I'm going to need. I need a saw, maple logs. Oh, that's not correct. Saw maple logs like this. Yeah. Maple support. 9 by 5 by 9. Is that more than usual? I don't remember. I'm going to make a bunch of supports, though. And then I would like... Is that the recipe for ladders? It is. And it looks like it's the same with lumber. I'm going to save the lumber and go with the stick version for ladders. Because these actually go pretty far. This is, I think, one of the very few recipes where you get more out of it in the modded version than you do in vanilla. Because normally vanilla you get like 3. So there's 64 ladders. I have 128 supports. We should be fine. And we're getting all these quest updates talking about how great we are. Getting ready for mining. All exciting stuff. I am going to want to put down a couple of things. The wheat flour, for example, I should really just store in here so that it lasts a little bit longer. And it's a shame I don't have a sandwich yet. Maybe I should just make... Yeah, hold up. I might need to use... I think I'm going to need to use another bit of lumber. And so there was... Unless this counts. The ceramic bowl might count. And then I need a spoon. Oh, that needs a 3x3. Make a spoon. Okay. And then with the spoon, I need water. In any kind of container. So let's make... Oh, even this works. Never mind. We should be fine then. So let's toss it in like this, and we get 2 wheat flatbread dough. And then we're going to want to cook that in something. There's so many different types of... What is all that? What is that? That's milk. Okay. And then that is raw meat. Wow, there's so many types of breads. Can you make a sandwich out of this, or is it just... No. Okay, it's just its own food. Fair enough. So let's do just a save on the charcoal, because you technically get less charcoal than wood. So I'm going to plop that in there. And I'm pretty sure you can just cook this in a fire? Yeah. That's what it looks like anyway. Did I put away my fire starter? Yes. There we go. And then we plop that in. Bread. Bread. Cool. That's really all I wanted. As far as venison, I want to make a sandwich. That's really all we're doing right now, is just making a sandwich. Because sandwiches are good. They don't last a terribly long amount of time, but I think that's okay. I don't have any preserves. So any kind of... I guess that's any kind of vegetable. Or is it just going through all of the food? Oh, yeah, it's just going through all the food. Baked potato is on the list. Carrots are on the list. Venison's on the list. Onions on the list. Okay, so we have a few of those things. Yeah. Beautiful. Okay, so let's take out a couple of these. Let's take out a couple of these. Actually, I don't really need as many, because I only have the 2 pieces of bread. Yeah, so I guess I can just put that back. And because I've been a little bit low on the protein... Well, actually, the protein's going up now. But veggies are surprisingly a little bit low. So I can take that. I can take the baked potato, a couple pieces of venison, and a knife, and I get 2 wheat bread sandwiches. They give a little bit of grain, which is something we don't really have any of, as well as some protein and vegetables. So I'm going to have that and be happy with it. In fact, I'll go ahead and eat it. I'll eat one of them. All right, so that's a step forward in making sure that we actually have high enough health for future endeavors. All right, let's gather up some torches by just using sticks on a pre-existing torch. It's a little less efficient, but it's quicker. And let's go plot out that mine. Okie doke. So this is going to be pretty simple. This is the place we marked before. I'm just going to dig straight down here, and then we're going to start prospecting. So if I look around right now, it doesn't actually show that there's anything, which is unfortunate, but not exactly surprising. There. All right. So I'm doing it this way to make it a little bit easier for myself. It is going to use more durability, of course, on the pick whenever we get to that point. Although, I guess technically, I don't need to use the pick. I could use a hammer. And that would actually save a lot of my pickaxe's durability. That's not a bad idea. And it just gives us straight flux because this is chalk. So that's certainly an option. And then when it gets time to actually do the mining, I'll end up with so much cobblestone anyway that I should be able to get quite a few building materials. I just need to keep an eye on the HUD up top where it says won't trigger collapse. If that says possibility of collapse or whatever it is, I'm immediately going to want to start being a little bit cautious. There we go. Ore is found within 20 blocks, marble tetrahedrite, marble stibnite, marble copper. So it's going to be in marble. We're currently in chalk. So... Oh, and I'm loving this. It actually does specify that it's further down. Oh, there's actually some that way? I'm going to keep going down. I'm getting a little worried that I might have... Never mind. Shutting up. Yeah, as soon as marble was available, it immediately became what I've been looking for. Okay, so that's fine. Now comes the risky part. I need to support this ground. So let's do... I've never liked this part. It's always risky. Okay. See, might trigger collapse. We don't like triggering collapses. Okay. Now, place that there, and place that there. And now it is all supported. Which means I can spread this out by quite a lot. And yeah, it's the moment there was marble. So it looks like the marble kind of generates a little bit higher up this way. So I'm going to dig back. I'm moving as if you can see me. I'm going to dig back this way and start from this region first, I think. Also, a trick that I like to do is once I have that first bit supported, I don't like leaving it that way, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna do all this. It still says supported, good. And then I think, yeah, right here, I'm gonna place that there and that there. And now I can break this. And this is all still supported because I have this one over here. It's beautiful. Actually, I'm also gonna do... I know this is super risky. There. I want to get rid of this ore. Oh, it goes down. Oh, my inventory's already filled. Heck. Okay. I knew I brought too much stuff. Let's get rid of the dirt. Metamorphic dust. What can I do with that? Mixing bowl. Concrete. Interesting. Okay. Is there anything else? Drilling fluid. Because that's any kind of stone dust. Huh. Okay. I mean, it's not something I really need right now, but it's interesting. Cool. And then let's grab a couple bits of cobble. Now, cobble does obey gravity, but having it supported like this should keep it fine. Cool beans. Okay. That's set up. We have a spot. I also completely forgot that I can do that. There we go. Kind of keep things a little bit more condensed. But honestly, I just brought too much stuff with me. So yeah, that's how I do my support beams. The 9x5x9 is important, and I don't think all supports are equal then. Is that right? Granite support, they're all 5x9? Okay, they're all 5. No, dark concrete support. Wow, some of these actually go really far. Once you get into the concrete stuff. Rebar. Reinforced dark concrete. That's huge. Okay. But yeah, 9x5x9 is the basic. The way I recommend it is every third or fourth block, put up another support and just do it that way. I love that I can see the sunlight coming through that solid stone. It's absolutely great. But yeah, I usually will punch the first couple of walls out a little bit this way, and then set the support beams further and further inward on both sides, and then I'll start digging all around. I want to go from top to bottom in this mine, if at all possible. Okay. Inventory is slightly cleared. I think even putting these away for now, even though I'm going to be giving more of them, it should be fine. This over here should be done. Yep, tannin is all done. So then I'm going to take my... I put it away. There we are, my medium prepared hide. There we go. And then that'll make leather, which will be perfect for making a bellows and maybe some armor and whatnot. I forgot all about all the food that I put in here. The green beans expire in 4 days. Probably should have used those for the sandwich. Whoops. Okay. I guess I'll just take those out. I still have 2 days with them. It should be fine, and I'll just eat them while I'm in the mines. That should be okay. And then, I'm not wearing anything. Good. I'm going to take this. I'm going to fill this with water, and I'm going to set that on my back. And I'm going to bring that to the mine with me as well. But yeah, I'm thinking bridge here, and then maybe tear the ground down a little bit on the other side. So that way it doesn't look as weird having a bridge go up and then down, and then this just go right back up again. So I'll probably tear that down a little bit to make it a bit smoother, and then maybe lay out a path that leads me over here. Because this will probably be in use for a while. I should really be careful being on a hardcore. I do not need to be playing games like that. Oh boy. Cool. And now I can just take my barrel. I can plop it right there. Just somewhere. It doesn't matter where. Just somewhere. In fact, let's do that, or it's on its side. So that way we just have a little water barrel. Don't need to run around looking for water. We're going to be all set. All right. I'm going to start pushing... What is that, north? Yeah, let's start pushing north. Okay. So I've done quite a bit of mining. As you can see. I have gone up here and verified where the marble ends, at least on the top, or the back section here to the north. It does go a little bit further up here, but not by much. Got a little bit of raw tetrahedrite, which is, I think, an indicator that we're pretty central in the vein right now, which is nice. But my pickaxe is getting pretty low. And I would really like to be able to replace that. I have a ton of copper. Lots and lots of copper. But I don't really have anything for making bronze in bulk yet. Now, I could still go into the river and pan for a bunch more of the silver and gold to make more black bronze and whatnot. That's fine. Or I can go find something else to mine that's useful for creating bronze. Now, in my exploration, when I was on yesterday, I did find quite a few things. Let's see if I marked down much. It does not look like I did, no. I know there was exposed bismuth right next to it. I did mine some of that. So if I can just find some sphalerite, I should be okay, I believe. So let me store away some more of this stuff, which is really clogging up my inventory. Cool. And I think I can sit happy with the amount of copper that I have for right now. I really don't care about the stibnite. It's not going to help me at all anytime soon. Most of what I've mined so far has just been stone. Just various chalks and marble and whatnot. I actually might bring some of this marble up with me. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, I think bringing up some marble would be good for the building. I can bring up some chalk. Kind of a condensed form to save inventory, but yeah, that way I can start making bricks and whatnot pretty quick. Okay. So now I would like to go get either some sphalerite or some cassiterite, unless there's a really convenient gold and silver vein very close by. Because the amount of gold and silver I need in comparison to the copper to make black bronze is a bit significant. Whereas now that I have a lot of copper and access to even more, going with something that requires less of a secondary and more of copper as the primary would be something I'm totally fine with. Okay, so the same spot just in front, and I think this is one of the reasons I picked the spot in the first place. Like, that's where the mine starts. There's sphalerite here, there's gold here, there's pyrite here. I realistically think I just need to go, unless it's like all the way up here. No, I think I just need to keep going south, and I'll find what I'm looking for, so I can just stay in the mine, but be cautious about how much durability I use. So I think that's going to be my play. So if I do this... Whoa! Chromites, sphalerite, oh my god. Tetra, sulfur, gold, vanadium, however you pronounce that, magnetite, stibnite, magnetite, sphalerite, chromite, pyrite, copper. Oh, okay. So we're going to keep going this way. Finally! I went right past it going this way. But... there's pyrite, sulfur, sphalerite. Let's go. Okay. Whew, I was getting real nervous. The durability of my pick is very low. But we found it. We got the sphalerite. The pyrite is going to be useful, just not quite right now. Oh, and then a block. Oh. Oh, it's so nice. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to actually break you. Do that. Oh, it's gorgeous. Give all. So, cleared out the floor. Nice and, well, not so neatly, but it's a cleared out floor. It's fine. My pick durability is scary low. And, oh, that's stibnite. And I want to be able to forge my own replacement tools. So for that, my plan, I've been talking to Stream, my plan is gather all this copper that I can. I've gathered a good bit of sphalerite back there. I have bismuth at home. And I'm going to take all this and I'm going to make a copper anvil and then see if I can go straight into making a bronze anvil. Just knock them both out nice and quick. And I know that that sounds like it's going against the old take it slow style, but it's for the sake of having tools. So I think it's still fine. I want to be able to have a lot of tools and do good work, etc., etc. So I'm going to put away all my rocks. I don't have very many rocks left, actually. All this just kind of went neatly in here. I can hang on to these tiny piles. That's fine. Did this rot? It did. Okay. Yeah, we don't care for the stibnite. And I could put away that because I don't think I care about that either right now. Because that's just for making concrete. Or later on, making drilling fluid. But that's quite a ways down the line, so I'm really not worried about that. Okay. Let's go get working on some welding. I was inspecting to see if I was right about a previous deposit. I was not, but cloudberries are here that I never noticed. That's a fruit. We actually have a fruit. Oh, that's so good. So what can I do with that? I can make a yeast starter. I can make... What is that? Compote? What is compote? Soup pot. I can make some kind of fruit soup. I can make jam. Yeah, I'm going to need some kind of jar for that. So that's not going to be able to happen, unfortunately. That's good, though. I can dry it if I want to, or I can just eat it. Which I think is just going to be the way I do it. Finally get some fruit in me. That's great. Also, we're not going to weld just yet. I need to grind down all the ore. Purify it a bit, and then I can get way more out of it. So back at home, the leather is done. So a very quick and simple recipe to process the leather before doing anything else with it is just 6 pieces of lumber, 3 pieces of leather, and we have a bellows. It's amazing. It really is. So I'm going to break this back out, and I'm going to put the bellows there. I love the tooltip at the top going whoosh. Very nice. And I'm going to try to cheat just a little bit. So I'm going to put some charcoal in. I'm going to grab... Where was it? There you are. Grab the fire starter. We're going to light the forge. And with the forge, I'm going to try tossing in these unfired ingot molds. They need to get to yellow-white in order to become fired. And I'm thinking, because I now have a bellows, that I can turn this into a fired version without needing to waste 8 logs on a fire pit, or a pit kiln. Alright, how are we looking? Yellow-white. And I think it just stops there. But if I hit that, bang, look at that. It's perfect. Okay, so what I'm working on right now is I am currently crushing the normal native copper into the crushed copper. Now, if we look at copper, the normal variant gives 36 millibuckets, which is the same as these small piles. Now, once you crush it, if I can find it in the page here. Is that the purified? Nope, crushed. Okay, so that goes from 36 to 80, which is pretty substantial, because that's more than double right away. Then I could purify it by washing it, and that goes from 80 to 100, so you get even more out of it. And then from there, I can crush it again, but with a hammer, or a milling station, but I don't have one of those just yet. I don't think we're quite at the point. Oh, we're very close to being at the point. Ooh. Okay, we'll look at that soon. Right, so you hammer smash the purified copper into purified pile of copper dust, which you then rinse again, and it becomes 1 ingot's worth. So it goes from 36 to 144. That is a huge step up. So all of these will be equal to 1 ingot coming up soon. So that right there is enough for an anvil. For the copper anvil. I'm going to keep grinding, and then I'm going to process the rich native. The rich native gives 2. So it goes from 48 to 160. Which, that's pretty decent. That's pretty tasty. We like the tasty. Okay. So I processed all the normal and all the rich copper, so we have 48 crushed copper. So the next process is going to be to purify it. I believe it looks like this impure gets the same result, and then that goes straight to being copper dust. That, I think, just saves time, right? Because the end result is the same? Because you get this from either impure pile or purified pile. And this you would get from purifying it and crushing it, which is the same thing. Yeah, so I can just skip the washing step, basically, and it gets me to the same point. So we'll take this. Bang. I broke my hammer. I need a new one. Okay, so one hammer can do 24. Noted. All right, and then this gets washed. So just put it away, and it'll be good to go. So I have this maple barrel, toss it in there, and it becomes copper dust. Look at that. 57. Each one of these is worth 1 ingot. So that is 57 ingots worth. I can make multiple anvils out of that. So we are set on copper right now. Now, I need to get to work making materials for bronze. I shouldn't need a tremendous amount, but I'm going to still want some. So I'm thinking, based on what I have access to, because I don't have any like actual gold ore, I'm going to go ahead and process this bismuth and the sphalerite that I just went and mined. Oh boy, this one might take a little while because there's a lot to go through. I was going to say I don't think I need all of it, but I absolutely do. Just not all of it this very second, but yeah, I'm really gonna run into a need for it. Let's get to work. There. All the metal that I want to process has been processed. I still have plenty of rich bismuth, but honestly, this is going to be plenty. I went ahead and just made all the sphalerite, processed all the sphalerite. I want to see if I can do another little cheaty thing. So first, I need to get my ratios right. So if I'm going to make bronze, well, actually, okay, we're gonna test 2 things simultaneously here. So the first test that we did for some cheatiness was to see if we can skip making a fire pit in order to make these ingot molds, and the answer was yes. Now the question is, can we skip the fire pit, or the pit kiln, in order to melt metal in a ceramic vessel? That is what I'm very curious to learn about. So first, I'm going to have 14 copper dust right here ready to go. And just to keep in mind, each one of these is 1 ingot, so this is enough to make an anvil. And then I'm going to want to be able to process some bismuth bronze. Now, looking over some recipes, if I just do bismuth, liquid bismuth bronze, alloying. So it is a 10 to 20% ratio for liquid bismuth. You can take out the liquid. 20 to 30% zinc, and 50 to 65% copper. So I know not all of these add up directly, but I could do 20% bismuth, 30% zinc, 50% copper. Because 4 goes into... Is it snowing? No, the leaves. The leaves are falling. Oh, the leaves are changing. Oh, we are in autumn. Oh boy. Oh, and you can see on the mini-map all the colors changing too. Oh boy. Okay. I'm not ready. 226? Maybe? Okay, so currently that is 15, 16, 17, 18 ingots of bismuth bronze. Okay. Let me grab one more bit of copper. And I'm going to pop that in here so that we have the 14. Let's do one more so I can make a tree tap. So we have 15 ingots. And then let's see if this works. I am strongly betting that the answer is no. Strongly betting. But on the off chance, I think it's worth the charcoal. So we'll let that go. I think part of the problem is that the vessel is going to be too slow to heat up. It's like, look how slow it is. It's just at warming 1, warming 2. So I think this is going to just take too long, or it might not be able to get up to the correct heat regardless. So I know this might be a bit of a waste of charcoal, but it is sort of just an experiment. And I feel like doing some experimenting is healthy early before we need just tons and tons of stuff all over the place. While we can still take our time, I think this is the right move. I also think I should go gather some more wood, make some more charcoal. This is actually working. That hasn't melted. This is starting to melt. I think this is working. This is heating up a lot slower, and I think it's because of what's in it. This one's taking longer, so let's hit the bellows, get it hotter. I'm so curious about this. So that's going places. Okay, cool. Also, the 2x2 tree saplings, or the maples that I was trying to grow over here, they had like 2 minutes left. So I'm going to check on those. There's this one. I don't remember if I planted that one or not. And then there's this. Did it go? Is it done? Where? No, they're right here. Ready to grow. Maybe it'll happen during the day? Oh man, it might be that they don't grow this way. Heck, I'll give that a little bit more time, but I'm really excited about this molten stuff. Okay, so I do think this is going to work. I need like 4 more stars on the copper, or 3 more stars on the copper, and then that should be done. This is getting close. It still has to get to the same temperature for the copper, but once the bismuth hits too... Actually, was the bismuth... I think the bismuth was a lower melting point. So let's tap that again to get it hotter faster. So this, I believe, is about to go. That's orange 1. Orange 4. Are we going to get it? Molten copper. We got it. Oh, that's beautiful. That's amazing. And then that means that this is also really close. It works. Now, I need to keep this in here. And I need to start processing it as bars. But it shouldn't be too bad. So I need flux. 44 flux. Should be more than enough, but let's toss it up to 60 just to have. Okay. Now, if I toss these in here... Whoop, nope, 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 nope. That doesn't work. And that doesn't work the way I thought it would either. Okay, that's fine. In that case, we keep this in here. You know what? I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to make a second set of tongs because I strongly feel like I'm going to need them very quick. Okay. Let's handle the copper first. So grab it. We're going to start casting our ingots. Okay, and then I can pop that in. That's not what I want. Pop that in there. Now, actually, I guess what I could do, this might be faster, go ahead and cast them directly out as ingots, and then pop these in. I think they might actually heat up faster this way. I'm going to pop this out for just a second so the other one can kind of catch up. Here we go. Okay. And the reason I put the ingot molds back in here is in case I mess this up. If they melt, it'll go into the molds. So it says can work. There it goes. Can weld. I want it to get to danger, basically. Well, I guess I don't really need to. There we go. And do that. Double ingot. Bang. Okay. I need to do that 7 more times. Okay, take this out. Do that. Oh, I dropped the wrong thing. I meant to throw that on the ground. Okay, toss this in. Plants. Oh! I can't do it because it's not right. Okay. Whoops. Keep the fuel burning. Okay. Oh, I never even paused. Okay. That is 7 beautiful copper double ingots, which means that is a beautiful copper anvil. Now, I'm going to take back this right before it finishes destroying my... Oh, it's so small now. Look at that. Okay. Can work. Let's put you back in here. So we now have the copper anvil. It's very small, which doesn't feel as good. So I'm gonna do this. There. And then grab this quickly, toss it in, and look for a plan. I want the tree tap. Where is the tree tap? Where is the tree tap? Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Okay, so we need hit last, upset second, upset third last. Okay, so... Oh, I get it. Okay, so it needs to be that. Ooh, that was close. Got it. Tree tap. Beautiful. We have a marvelous little tree tap. Isn't that great? I'm going to keep this burning for just a little bit longer. I know it might seem a little wasteful, but it's fine. I'm going to have to make a new set of tongs very, very soon. So I have a maple tree right here. I don't know if it matters if it's a sugar maple or not. Let's do... Do I have a spare barrel? Nah. Let's make a new one. Barrel. And I'm going to set the barrel down here, open. And I'm going to put the tree tap right above it. And we can see the little drip effect, and there we go. Maple syrup. Isn't that great? Now, the thing is, I don't actually want the maple syrup right now. So I'm going to break that with it being closed, or with it being open, so I don't keep it, basically. And then over here, there's a cypress tree. Now, is cypress what I need? Is cypress what I need? I don't think so. Let's check the uses of this specifically. Does that work? No. I don't remember if cypress is one of them, but I do know that fir is, and we have fir logs right here. In fact, looking at it, it even says rose and trees, so that's perfect. So I'm going to set maple tree, tree tap, conifer pitch. There we go. So this I'm going to just let sit here. It's going to build very slowly, but eventually this conifer pitch is going to become useful. Because once I have a good bit of it, I can put it in a pot and I can make sticky resin with wood ash, or I can put it in a pot with charcoal powder and make conifer rosin, which is a replacement for wax. So I'm still going to be using wax, but first I get to use that. Now, you watch the whole process of me going through making the copper anvil. Now I'm going to go do the exact same thing with the bismuth bronze, because you can't tell me not to. Okay. That is the last of the bismuth bronze, which means I can jump straight into having a bismuth bronze anvil. I'm going to take these back, break this out. Too heavy, put that down. And for right now, I'm just going to set that anvil on my back, because how else do you carry your anvils around? Beautiful. Now I have a few ingots worth left in here. What I did not realize, and what I was just kindly informed of, is I was wrong. The zinc is not 1 ingot's worth. It's actually less. So, yikes. That's okay. What I also forgotten is I left a piece of black bronze over here earlier. So I can toss that in there and make my new pickaxe that way. In the meantime, let's take this out and start pouring out these ingots, because they don't need to stay in the vessel. Plans. Black bronze pickaxe head. So it is punch last, bend not last, draw not last. So punch just has to be the last thing. So bing, bing, bing. Oh, draw, bend, punch. Okay, so we want a pure draw, upset, draw, bend, punch. Not quite. Upset, draw, bend, upset, draw, bend, punch, upset, draw, bend, upset, draw. It's close. There we go. Well forged. Black bronze pickaxe head made by hand. Go ahead and give it a little quench. And set these down off to the side. Beautiful. Black bronze pickaxe head well forged. So the well forged, I believe, means it will come out with even more durability than the previous one had. I think. So if I look at this one, total durability was 1163. This is also 1163. So if I make this, is there a difference? It doesn't look like there's a difference. But maybe it gives it like a slight bit of like unbreaking or something. We'll see. That is perfect. Actually, before I take away the rest of that fuel, is there anything else I want to make out of the bronze that I have here? It's not exactly enough to where I'm worried about saving it for the bloomery in the future. So just to look at plans. Ooh, the gear. I think the gear might be a good option. And then maybe tong parts? I think I'm going to do the gear. And then I might make a pair of tongs. Just so that I don't have to constantly rely on wooden tongs. These have durability of 200. What if I look at bismuth bronze? Does it say how much the durability is? it doesn't. I do wish it would say. Ah, finally. Oh my god, that was so bad. Okay, and then that's all the fuel. Beautiful. Okay, oh my god, that was awful. Is that not how you put these together? I need a bolt! Oh no. I'm out of metal. Oh, I didn't think about that. That makes sense, though. Are there wooden bolts? Short wood stick. It's a saw and a stick. Does it work? I'm going to assume no. But I'm still going to try. No. Okay. Heck. Well, the important thing is, I made a gear. Which means I can make a millstone. So we actually technically just unlocked create. Kind of. I still don't have any form of rotational power, but we unlocked create. Now, you might be thinking we'll just make a water wheel. You need wrought iron for that. And I don't have one of those yet. So that's a little ways off. However, first power source, animal crank. I need another bronze gear. Oh, so that's what I should have spent the rest of the bronze on. Oh well. So we'll get an animal crank, and then basically you get like a donkey or a cow or a horse, and they'll start walking circles around the crank. It's pretty cool. It's very basic, but it's pretty cool. We'll get there, and then once we have access to iron, then I can start doing some better stuff. But this was very successful. There is still a whole mine worth of metal down there. And now we've got a new black bronze pick, hand forged, feels very nice. We have a bismuth bronze anvil that I can make more tools out of. We have a bellows, we have our functioning forge. This is pretty nice. It is absolutely pretty nice. One last thing I want to check. Did that tree grow? Well, it grew 3 of the 4. I didn't expect that. Okay, that's very weird. But sure. Oh yeah, how's the conifer pitch coming? Whoa, we have 3 buckets worth. Hey! That's nice. I'm gonna get like a little screenshot for a future thumbnail. Think. Nice. Excellent. Okay. I think this was a pretty successful episode. The entire thing recorded on Twitch. If you're not already following me on Twitch, please do so. Link in the description. I'd love to see you here. I'd love to be able to chat. And you can see the progress being made live from time to time. I do most of my recordings not live, but I'm going to try to do it from time to time. We'll see. I think I'm going to do some off-camera, non-recording stuff, but maybe still live on stream, so if you're not following, then you're going to miss it. Mostly just mining and stuff, I think. But yeah, thank you for being here. Have a great one. I'll see you next time.